Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you're all good. Thought I'd do a little review on my kyosho. Basically I'm just gonna show you some things that I've done to it since I've got the car. Some problems that I had. Obviously they're all fixed now, but yeah, I'm just gonna go over them so you know what the issues was, what I had with it when I bought it. And yeah, let's go. I think I'll start with the chassis though, and I'll go on to the shell after. So yeah, let's just get started with the chassis. Give me a sec to just pop this camera up. So here's the chassis. Let me just spin it back around. As you can see, yeah, I've got an X on here. This is just to give the body piece a bit more support. They were a little bit flimsy. So yeah, it's just 2 bits of Meccano, I think. Just cut the cable ties on there, put them out. This battery, just in case you're wondering, that's for the neons underneath, which is running down the center of the shell. See, there's a connector, and then obviously I got some lights in the exhaust pipes, but I'll move on to that after I've done this chassis. So when I bought this car, I was like, oh yeah, brilliant, couldn't wait to take it out. I took it out, and the first run I noticed that there were problems straight away. This wasn't a brand new car. I bought it online. I actually paid £120 for the car, and I gave my uncle £25 to pick it up for me. So 145 quid I paid for this car, which isn't bad considering it's a £500 car. So the first problem I noticed when I had it was steering issues. So if this wheel was still straight, this wheel would be, oh wait, kind of like that. So this wheel would be straight, but that wheel would be like that. If you get this wheel straight, then this wheel would be like that. Basically, it was to do with the linkages. These links here, the steering links. So the original one was on there, and I presume the guy who had it broke one. But it was the original one what was putting the steering out, believe it or not. So I did away with both of them links. I made my own links. The other issue that I was having with the steering was the actual servo. The servo was pretty much dead. Now and again it would just lock up, you know, like when you get a stone and it blocks your steering. That was what I thought was happening, but it turns out it wasn't that. It was the actual servo. The servo was gone. So I replaced that. Once I replaced the servo, this is going to be a bit hard to see, so I'll put the light on the phone. There you go. So what was happening once I changed this servo, you can see it sticks out a little bit here. The other servo sat right inside, so this wouldn't hit on it. So all I did was I just took my Dremel and grinded it down a bit. And now, as I don't have the car on, There you go, see? Whereas before it was actually hitting on there and then not allowing you to like fully steer. See, that was another problem. The next problem after that, I'm going to go to the back suspension because that's the next one on that I've got in my head. So the back suspension, the problem I was having with the back suspension, hang on, let me turn this light back on. This side would like fully compress, whereas one side wouldn't. So one side would and the other side wouldn't. So the problem with that, once I found it out, was, I have to put the light back on. Right here is probably a bit hard to make out on this camera. So when the suspension moves, hopefully you can pick it up, it's this part right here. When you push down, you can see it moving, or maybe. It's quite, because it's all black, it's hard to see it. But hopefully it'll pick it up. But anyway, the problem was, like I said, this side was fully working, so it would fully compress. This side wasn't. And the reason why this side wasn't was because there were stones all inside here, like loads of little stones. When I took the case off for the back diff and undone all the bolts underneath to take it off, all the stones dropped out. So yeah, that was the problem with the suspension. So I literally took the whole car apart basically, re-oiled it, re-greased it, cleaned up all the suspension, cleaned the chassis. On to the next, and the next thing was these. So these links here, so this one, and the ones on the back. That one and that one. As you can probably see already, you can probably see the silver on the washers, so that kind of gives it away a bit. But yeah, I've just put washers behind each one. As you can see, there's a washer right there and another one right here, and that's the same on all four. I'm not going to show you all four because it's just the same. So literally I just put some washers behind all of these to take out the movement, because it was really sloppy. Like the whole thing would just wobble like really bad, and it was like that on all four. So yeah, I just put these washers behind. This is using kingpins, so on all of these is a kingpin, so it comes down a bit and then you got a bit of thread that goes into here. So I just used these washers to take out the slop. Also, you don't want to tighten these up too much, so because it will restrict the movement on the suspension. So you want to do it up, but don't do it too tight so it blocks the movement. I found the easiest way to do this was to disconnect the suspension, do it up, and then just like push it up and let it drop. So when it, just let it drop back on its own. If you do it up too tight, obviously it won't drop back down, so you know it's too tight. But yeah, just do that on all four and you'll be good. No slop, no slop. Suspension still works good, and it does actually work pretty good for an on-road car. Is that it with this chassis? I do believe that's it with the chassis. Oh, not quite. One more thing, which is the diffs. these don't run oil-filled dampers, no, not oil-filled dampers, oil-filled diffs. So what I did is I completely packed, because I wanted to do this as a drift car, so I completely ram-packed the rear diff with grease, and I put some grease into the front diff, but didn't ram it. Just so you can see. So the front wheels, see, they spin relatively easy. Now if I move on to the rear, like they're a lot tighter. Like, as you can see then, it was turning the actual drive shaft. Like, they still do spin free, but they also do kind of lock. It has actually helped with the drifting, as you will see on the actual running video, which I will still want to do the nighttime video with the neons and stuff, but I'll get round to that at some point. So other than that, on the chassis, I basically totally rebuilt it, changed the servo, reset the endpoints on the radio gear. Yeah, it did take a bit of work, and it took me quite a while to figure out what was going on with this thing. And then onto the shell. Voila. So with the shell, there's quite a few splits along this front bumper. So what I've done is I just used some tape, glued it back together. The worst one was this one. If I put the light back on, this one right here, and I literally just used some super glue, and as the super glue was drying, I just put some chalk, like I sanded a bit of chalk from a puncture kit, and then literally just tapped the chalk onto the super glue. But from far away you can't even notice it. I was going to put headlights in these, but one of the light buckets was missing, so I just decided to black them out. The back ones aren't quite light buckets. They're actually like right on their edge, so they don't sit in like the front ones. So again, that kind of ruled out the light kind of thing, so I just blacked them out. The windows come smoked, I blacked them out. Put the wing mirrors on. I put some extra stickers and stuff on here. I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously I've incorporated the exhaust pipes into the bumper. So apart from the stickers and the splits, I had to re-glue the spoiler back on. As you can see, I've let me turn this light back on. I've taped all the inside of the shell, and I've got the light running from that to the exhaust, and then these strips are the green underglow. But yeah, well, that is all the work I've done on this kyosho, and it has actually improved it a lot. And now for my 140 quid, 145 quid, definitely worth it. It's a really good car actually, this kyosho. I definitely got to change this though. I want to upgrade this to a metal one, but as and when, no rush. Anyway, that's it from my review on my kyosho, guys. I hope you like the kyosho. I'll try and do this night video soon, but I also want to try and do the running video of that HPI, as I've got a light kit in that too. I do want to take my traxxas out, but I need new tires. It's not because I need new tires, but the foams have gone from every single wheel. There's no foams left in these tires. They're gone. So I don't know what happened to the foams, but they completely disappeared. So it's like running on flats. Look at the tire, look. It's like a flat tire. Same. It is like that on all four of them. The pings are just completely vanished. Look, if you listen to this, and now look, and that's because there's no things in them either. So anyway, guys, well, that's it from MJ's RCs. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave any comments if you've got any questions. And yeah, hopefully I'll do the night video on this soon. And soon to follow after that night video, I will do the night video on the HPI, which is the HPI Mavic Strada RX. But anyway, guys, peace out.